Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/zip. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/zip. That's ZipRecruiter.com/zip. ZipRecruiter.com/zip.
Welcome to the Local Lowdown and find out what's happening in Lavaca County, Texas. Now here are your hosts, Murray and Michelle.
Hello everybody, this is Murray back with you for this edition of the Local Lowdown podcast. This will be for the July 9th and 10th issues of all 4 papers in Lavaca County, as well as the Luling Newsboy. And I got my co-host Michelle here with me. How are you, Michelle?
I am wonderful.
Oh, that's great. That is great. I'm happy to hear it. Before we do the newspapers, I want to talk a little bit about the sadness that has overcome the state of Texas with all these children and all these adults dying in this flood. I've got the latest update from NBC News. Says at least 120 people have been killed. Authorities have confirmed at least 120 deaths across 6 counties, including those of 60 adults and 36 children in Kerr County. Many are still missing. There are still 173 people missing, as the hopes for locating the survivors has dwindled. Search and rescue operations along the Guadalupe River have shifted to a recovery phase. So now I guess we're looking for miracles.
Yeah.
I don't know how long anybody could survive. That was on July the 4th. And this is what, the 10th, 9th?
Today's the 10th, yes.
Okay. So what do you think about it? What have you...
Well, of course, I think it's a horribly sad situation. Now, my daughter, before she made cheerleader, was supposed to go to a Christian camp last week in Kerrville. Luckily, that camp, it's written about in the Shiner paper. Clayton talked to Pastor Chris from the Lutheran Church in Shiner. They were 11 miles away, which, I mean, technically is not that far, but when you're talking about a river rising in higher ground, it was far enough.
Were they downstream from Camp Mystic or above?
They were definitely on higher ground, so I'm not sure.
Well,
but they did get delayed in coming back. My husband said he doesn't know if we would have got a boat or what we would have done, because I can't imagine. I mean, you send your kids to camp. There's always that little bit of stress, but mostly you're excited as a parent for them to have the experience and learn about, most of them are Christian camps, or at least Camp Mystic was. The one my daughter would be attending is exciting about spending the week with friends, learning about God, experiencing the world, and then something tragic happens. I don't like the blame game in it all.
No.
This was a natural disaster, and of course we can always learn, and things could have been done differently, and hindsight is 2020. But there's no blame. No one wanted this to happen.
I'll promise you that this was a event that nobody could have forecasted. I don't care how much warning there was. It was just something. I saw a time-lapse video that somebody had a camera set up that was already running when it hit. And it was amazing how it just went from, I guess this one guy was standing in the river prior to the flood, and the water wasn't even up to his knees. That was
crazy.
The way it was. And within 45 minutes, it was at 26 feet. This is just, it's impossible to predict. And we've had a lot of people try to politicize it, which I'm not even going to get into that because it makes me so damn mad I can't hardly talk. But in my opinion, the only thing that maybe would have saved those folks would have been the sirens. They're talking about putting them along the river, and as it rises, these sirens go off. But at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning when people are asleep, a lot of them maybe didn't even have cell phones. The alerts were sent out, but it's hard for me. I can't imagine the people that are the first responders that are looking for those bodies. And it's bad enough to come up on adults, but when you come up on little children, that's just totally freaking heartbreaking. And I can't even fathom it. We've got Chief Michael Purr from here in Lavaca County is up there with a team, and he has been sending occasional updates. The last update he sent, I put it up on all our newspaper Facebook pages. But it's a situation that's so sad, and it'll take, well, you don't ever get over the loss of a child, so I don't know how they cope with it. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I heard of one story where a guy was yelling, "Please just throw me your baby" to this family, and the family, they just couldn't react fast enough, and they all 5 were then swept away. And I mean, you want to help, but if you took one step forward, you would also be a casualty. Yeah. So it's very hard.
I saw an interview last night of a young man in the hospital. His family was in one of those old rock houses that are very sturdy, and he just got swept away. They showed pictures of the slab is clean. There's nothing there, and somehow he survived. But his family didn't. And I saw a picture of him, and he was in that debris, and just his head was sticking out of all that debris. And it's amazing, the people that did survive. And they rescued a lot of people. They got, I think, up to 800, I believe, got out of there. Camp Mystic had 750 kids in it.
Yeah.
And that camp has been there 99 years, and they have served generations of young girls, and it's sad. It's just extremely sad, and there's really nothing we can do about it but pray, and that's a lot, and turn out and help them in any way we can.
And learn that if there are warnings, because there are times there are warnings, or you see a high water going across the road, it's no joke. Don't go through it. Don't risk your life. I heard one man, it was all of his bales of hay were just gone. They were like being picked up, he said, by they were like leaves, and like a bale of hay weighs about 900 pounds.
900 pounds, you're right. You're
so, I mean, the strength of the water is very, very you just not something you play with.
No, you can't believe how small amount of water will cause a vehicle to lose traction and float.
Right.
We had a flood in 1998. I was working for the Gonzales paper, and there was only 2 of us that were on duty at the time. And we went out and started taking pictures, and like a fool, I crawled in the back of a pickup truck. I wanted to get closer to some stranded people and all, and get pictures and try to help. And we hadn't even gone no ways, and the water wasn't that deep. It wasn't probably even a foot, probably 7, 8 inches, and the back of that truck started floating. Oh. And I told the guy in the back there with me, I said, well, when we go off, grab those. There was a barbed wire fence there. Grab that, But luckily we make it back. But that just isn't about me. I just want to let people know how little amount of water it does take.
Yeah.
And
don't underestimate it.
That old saying, "A turn around, don't drown." You need to follow that. I don't care how big a truck you got. I don't care if you got 4-wheel drive. It makes no difference. When it could take 900-pound bales of hay and just toss them around like golf balls, you don't want to mess with that. But anyway, I guess we need to move on now. We've got I think every newspaper's got a story about the flood.
And how to help. So, and keep your eyes open. Of course, also, and I hate to even bring it up, but keep your eyes open for scams. You want to make sure that who you're giving it to is going to the right place, because no matter what, there are people trying to capitalize.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/zip. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations, because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic!
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/zip to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/zip. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/zip.
Off of this. And that's not, we know that if you're giving from your heart, and we want it to go the right place. So make sure it's legit.
These scam freaks, they come out of the woodwork when tragedy happens, and they don't care. They have no, I guess they have no conscience is all I could say.
Yeah, I don't know why or how your brain thinks, oh, this is a time to capitalize. But
all right, well, let's go and start with the Hallettsville Tribune Herald, and I'll let you take it over.
All right, well, and some good news for our young community. We have the Hallettsville Major girls are headed to state, so that means they've made it past the district level, and they keep going. So they've been playing Little League for a long time now. Best of luck to them at their next level.
Where do they play that at?
They play in Rosenberg Friday at 8 p.m.
And I guess our top-notch sports editor will be there.
We hope, if he can make it. He'll be there. We also, I think, is in most of our papers. Jimmy Apple explains the new laws that take effect. And we had a little talk about this, but the 10 Commandments being posted in classrooms is a new law that went into effect July 1st. But in most states that it has happened, it's gotten held up then in, is it district court? Because people are appealing it.
I don't know. It seems like that some of these little federal judges and district judges have nearly got more power than the President of the United States. But thankfully, the Supreme Court has been overturning a lot of those, so we'll just have to see what happens from there. But
as of now, that and paper license plates are no longer, so there's some definitely laws you should read about. And then we have a scam alert, which we were just talking. This one does not have to do with the floods, but always be mindful of what you're getting. Don't, sometimes they're very scary and they seem like they're coming straight for you or coming after you, but research it before you ever send money or react. In most of our papers, there's the screwworm story, which Jimmy covers very well, and how to protect your livestock and all of that from this little worm that can cause a whole lot of damage. And the Moravia picnic is also coming up on July 20th. Marty Potek won.
All right.
So I know he's excited, and there's a new trivia question by Marty Potek. So I guess if you win, do you get to pick? Is that the new thing? I'm not sure.
I don't know. Well, either that or you're good buddies with Henry Doyashi.
Maybe. And I will say that I'll give a little hint. Is that okay?
Sure.
Well, I'm doing it regardless. That the name is absolutely hard to pronounce, and Henry can't pronounce it himself. So.
Oh, my.
You may have to spell it when you call it in.
Well, if that little fella can't pronounce it, it must really be
It is very hard. We have 2 obituaries, Miss Kelly Ann Matula and Dean Kirsch. Condolences to their family.
Yes.
Sports, of course, Chuck is covering all about the major girls and how they got to where they got. Is that even a word? How you got to where you got.
Yep.
And the major boys, how they ended up in their tournament, which they are out now. We have some reading of the Constitution that was held.
You got Jots from Jim.
Jots from Jim, which is always
What
good
did
read.
Jots from Jim talk about?
He's talking about the rain.
All right.
How it is, it's always a blessing, but it was a lot
Yeah.
this time. And then he talks, of course, a little bit about sports, because you can't take Jimmy and sports away from each other.
Oh, that's Coach Apple.
Yeah.
Senior reporter and state winning baseball coach.
All of that in one. Always check out your classifieds and take one out. And then we have a story by Murray Montgomery in the Hallettsville paper, put together by Michelle Price. I just want to say all of that. Imagine that. And your name is on it and
That's
everything.
wonderful. That's probably because I left the name in the column
Yeah, that was helpful.
when somebody picked it up.
That was so helpful.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah, it definitely helped.
It's a story about back during the Civil War, the Union Navy had the Confederate South blockaded. All the ports were blockaded, and so the Confederates come up with usually what they call blockade runners, which were low draft. They didn't sit deep in the water, and they could run inland closer to the bank than the Union gunships could. And this is about the wreckage of one of those that is sitting right off Surfside Beach. And so you might want to check that out if you're into Texas history.
Or you just want to read a great article by Murray Montgomery.
Oh.
Murray, what's your middle name?
I can't tell you over there. I'll tell you after we get through.
Okay. Sure thing.
I could tell you, but I've got, what do you call it, acronym? Or is that synonym? When you have two names and one that mean kind of the same.
Sure.
The real version is Vincent.
Vincent.
Yeah. And after we get off the air, I'll tell you my version.
Okay.
All
right. On to Shiner. Have you been having mosquitoes?
I live with mosquitoes.
Oh, no.
And they're those little ones that look like about the size of a gnat, and you can't see them, but when they hit you, you can feel them.
Oh, man.
On the Gulf Coast where I was raised, those mosquitoes were black and about the size of a B-17 bomber. And you could
At least
watch
you
them.
knew they were coming.
They would land on your arm and stick their thing into you, and you could just see them sucking the blood out.
Oh, my.
These little ones are more like a hit and run. I don't know, but they're very painful.
Well, the council in Shiner discusses mosquito spraying, so they're out there. Be careful. They aren't fun to deal with. We did have half moon holidays, and it was rough. I think that when you hear about like the floods and the loss of the hill country, anything that dampens, in this case, your parade, just kind of doesn't seem as bad. You're like, know what? It's really no one lost their lives. Everything can work out. So as a board, we just kind of swerved and decided to have the parade on Sunday instead of Saturday when it was supposed to be held. And it was a little bit smaller, but it was still nice. And a lot of people came out, and it was a great decision. I will say it wasn't mine. I was pretty much like, no, I want Half Moon to be over with. But then we talked about it a little bit more, and I 100% think that that's why you have a board and a committee and all those things. I highly recommend in life to listen to other people, to really take into what they're saying, because in the end of it all, it was a great idea, and I'm glad that they convinced all of us to go along with it, especially me, who was kind of like, I don't know if I want to do it.
Well, at least you were still able to have it, and you had all your other events down in Green.
Yeah, we didn't. We were a little delayed on the kids zone, but everything else went off very successfully, and it wasn't as hot. So I was thankful for that. And a few of our kids that were needed to participate in stuff, they made it home safely. So you can read about Clayton talks to Pastor Chris, like I said, about their experiences of being down there and their delay in coming home. But they did make it home all safe and sound.
Well, that's a wonderful thing.
So, Yuck Show performs at Yoakum Library.
What exactly is that?
I don't know.
I shouldn't have asked that question.
You shouldn't ask that question. Maybe when I get to the Yoakum paper, I'll have caught up. I do say there is a letter to the Shiner community. Murray says I can't bang on the desk, so I banged again.
What Murray says don't really count.
It does count.
But I see that you wrote a letter of thanks,
did.
and that's very nice.
Thank you. But I do tremendously, please read it, because I couldn't say all that I said in this letter, even on this podcast, because I have so many thank yous for the success of Half Moon Holidays. It's a big event, and it takes many, many hands and many hearts.
So would you describe it, every time there's a celebration or event, when people report on it, it's always successful. How would you classify this one because of the rain and all?
So here's my thing. I've heard very differing versions on how to classify if this is a success or not. Of course, you have financial, and we haven't sat down with the numbers yet. So I can't say financially if it was successful or not. You always don't want to lose money. So if you're on the upside and it stays green and not red, there is some success in that. For us, the true success is that you see the community come together. You see a group of people come into the Shiner community and see what Shiner is all about, experience the greatness of that community. So you have out-of-towners being able to see that. You see the locals having fun, and pretty much smiles on everyone's faces. So that's what my success was for us, having to throw it together quickly with very lack of knowledge of how it's done. And I feel like no one was any the wiser that we were basically fish out of water, trying to get back to the water and survive. I feel it was very successful.
Well, did you have a lot of music?
We did, and I have only heard great things about the music. I really liked, we brought in a high school band, and I can tell you that kids just flocked. They wanted to go see their friends play. Parents came out, and so that was a great local draw, and I liked that a lot, which was new this year. And highly recommended were the original Remnants, which have played, I know, at the Shiner Brewery and different places, and they brought in a great crowd as well. We didn't have the biggest crowd on Friday night, little bit because I think it was actually July 4th, and I know St. John's had stuff and a lot going on. But the bands, the one that Clayton had wrote about, which was Will Wesley and Florian Fox, they were great. I didn't get to listen to them a whole lot because I was at the barbecue barn, but I got the meat sweats.
Did you?
I ate a lot.
You did a little judging, did you?
I did. I had a lot of barbecue. I tried very hard, and next year I'm just going to make you come because I can't eat chicken on the bone, and I needed someone else there.
You
and
should have brought Yashik. He could have covered it all.
He could have.
Well, were there any other people from this office that
there
did
was
any
a lot.
judging? Would you like to mention their names?
Sure. Ani and her husband John were there. That was actually it. Y'all kind of failed me.
Oh, no.
But Ani and John did so much that I guess they took on 10 of your jobs. But last year Nicole came. She had another commitment. Clayton, I think he got nervous and decided not to at the last minute. So yeah, I was kind of left out to dry there by y'all. But next year I'm just making y'all. I'm dragging.
I can't believe you didn't get Jimmy Apple or Henry Joe Yashi.
I know. Well, Jimmy, he has some kind of reunion that's standing on July 4th weekend or something. I don't know. Some excuse he gives. But maybe I'll bring y'all some of that barbecue stuff.
Well, that'd be good.
Yeah.
How about those parade winners? Did you have them?
We did.
You have pictures of all of them or just a few of them? Or?
We have all of them. First, second, and third in each category. So thank you for everyone again who came out. We were able to get parade winners in each category, so that was good.
Well, that's great. Sounds like it was, even though all the rain, that y'all still managed to get through it.
We did it. And we also had a tennis tournament, and so the winners are in that. Looking to put the 5K winners and the barbecue cook-off winners in next week's. Mark Luby did a great job of covering some of the high school athletes who have went on to play college ball. and see where their careers were or are right now. That's pretty much it for Shiner.
And we've got that Gonzalez Healthcare running
Yes,
their ad.
and we thank you very much,
We
of course.
appreciate that. We're going to jump on over now to the Molten Eagle. And on our front page, we have the story about the flood. And I kept trying, as I was writing the story, I kept trying to update it. I started on Monday, and when I first started, it was like 82. And then late Monday, it was 90 something. And I'm talking about deaths. And Tuesday morning, it was 104. And we know now that it surged above that. And the scary part is when you see 120 are gone, and then when you see 178 still missing. And that's the point.
It's a number you're not really wanting to rise, for sure. But
The NRA Foundation awarded a grant to the Fayette County Sheriff's Office, and we congratulate them on that. Clayton Kelly, our ace reporter, Clayton Kelly with 2 E's, he writes about the Chamber of Commerce gearing up for the Molten Jamboree, which is coming up, I believe, on the 26th, if my notes are correct. Yeah.
Yes.
And also, we had a little mention about the Moravia picnic, which will be July the 20th. Is that this coming weekend?
No, next weekend.
Okay. And so that's mostly our front page, and we have the new Texas laws, and we have pictures from the Catholic daughters being recognized, getting yearly pins and all that. We had to leave that out last week, but we got it in this time. And Henry Joe writes about the St. Joseph Catholic School, and he was real happy that he had a picture in an old book, and he was worried about whether we could get it copied. And he was running around there asking me to scan it. I said, I don't have a scanner, Henry Joe. Hadn't had one for years. But anyway, I took that picture with my phone and did some work on it in Photoshop, and Henry was happy with it, so that's the main thing.
Yes, Henry being happy is always the most important part of my
Well, I know that you would think that was important.
It was very.
A lot of Lavaca County Democrats had 2 people that appeared at their meeting, and then we have a picture of the lawyers here reading the Constitution, and the United States Secret Service celebrating their 160th birthday. And mostly, let's see, I think most of the stuff has been in all the papers. I do want to mention that the Department of Homeland Security has shattered the Border Patrol records and the people that they have stopped from coming in. And the Shiner mayor speaks at the Quilters meeting, and we have the Gonzalez Healthcare ad, and that's about it for Molten. So we're going to jump on over now to Yoakum.
And Yoakum's back on their trend of a wreck a week. And that's not a good trend, guys. So
They seem to have
drive
a lot
safely.
of wrecks. Surely do.
But hopefully everyone was all right. I haven't actually read a whole lot. I know one person did get taken to Yoakum Hospital. We also, a lot of the same things, except that Clayton does talk a little bit more about Sweet Home ISD Bond Project. That's Clayton Kelly with
2
E's.
Yeah. And you had already mentioned the screw worm, didn't you, in a previous...
Yes,
Yeah,
we
okay.
talked about that. We have some obituaries. We have 3: Clyde Didier, I'm sorry, Jr., Bobby Atkins, and Lois Zimmerman. Condolences to their family.
Yes.
The Tom Tom Court rode in a couple of parades, the Seguin one on July 4th, as well as the Shiner Half Moon Holidays on July 6th. And we thank them for coming back and coming over. We have some FFA going on.
There's
Tips for picking that watermelon.
There's that Yuck event.
The Yuck show is part of summer event series. Well, it has to do with the library.
All right. Well, all I got to do is read the paper,
200 people came. Toilet paper hurricanes. Smoke rings, basket towers, hair dryer blowing red and blue balls into baskets, Pies in the face.
Wow.
I don't know.
Sounds like they had a good time.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Maybe we should do those games here.
Yeah, maybe so.
Who gets the pie in the face?
It had to be Yashi.
Oh. I don't know. I feel so bad. Not Henry. And then talk a little bit more about Multi Jamboree that's coming up. And then we head on over to Luling. Now, Nicole was here today, and she just left. Can you believe that?
So she didn't care whether she saw me at all.
I know. She said, I don't want to see Murray.
Well,
okay, maybe she didn't say
I'm
that.
very hurt by that because she always tells me that she misses seeing me.
It's okay. Her and Ani had this whole little her coming over meetup without me. Like, did not include me in the conversation at all.
I'm surprised y'all didn't go to eat, which is what you normally like to do.
I know. Well, we have an advertising meeting today. So, and she didn't want to stay for that either. I don't know what she's doing. She told us today she doesn't want to learn new things.
Oh, no.
What? We always, an educator that doesn't want to learn new things.
I can't believe that.
I don't know who she is anymore.
Yashik always tells Chuck Groff when Chuck starts talking mean to Jimmy, he says, leave Jimmy alone. He's an educated man.
That's right.
That's right, yeah.
And you want to be educated.
Well,
yesterday,
go ahead.
You know, Chuck wasn't here. We're not going to talk about where he was, but he wasn't here. And Henry at least said 2 to 3 times, man, no one's bothering me today.
Oh.
He was very excited about the peace
But
and
he
quiet.
didn't know the circumstances.
He knew half of the circumstance, but not all.
He might not even cared.
I told him that it's like what happened when Clayton tripped him. Remember when Clayton tripped Henry?
Yeah.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible day. All right. But moving on to Luling, which I don't know what to talk about because Nicole's not here, but maybe we can figure it out,
Well,
right?
it looks like they wrote a lot about the floods as well.
Right. And a new housing development's coming, and it promises to bring 1,288 new home stores to Prairie Lee community, which is a lot because Prairie Lee is very small. So that would be interesting to read.
Is that what that drawing is?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Talks about the new school, the barn that's going to have community pool, nature walk, event lawn. Wow, venue, pop-up shops, food trucks. They're really growing. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they're just now growing, being so close to San Marcos.
That is true.
But I guess you old-timers might have to kiss your hometown goodbye
Right.
as the new ones start flooding in. And I see we've got some sports story from Lugo, or no?
No, it's from Nicole.
How about that?
Oh, here. Yes, this one. I guess it's from him. Yes, there's his name. I found it.
There we go, yeah.
And he's talking about the Astros. Nicole talks about, it looks like not six-man football, sorry. What is that called? Oh, when you do it during the summer.
7-on-7?
7-on-7, that's it. And she's talking about how the Eagles from Luling are participating in that and staying strong. Looks like the ad from the chamber is from the city of Luling and talking about how you can help the Kerrville flood victims. She said that their river went up, but not very high, so they were lucky in Luling. Stamp prices are going up. Now, Henry told me that a postcard used to cost 1 cent.
That's true. That's true.
And now it's going to cost what? Not 78. That's regular.
I guess the email and the all the social media and all that, I guess they're just about to kill those stamps.
You think?
I don't know how many people mail letters anymore or postcards.
Well, we go to the mail quite often around here, so I don't know.
Well, I get a lot of mail too, but mostly it's scams and bills.
Crap.
Yeah, exactly.
That's called junk mail.
Yeah, well, I get a lot of that. I get a lot of it.
Maybe you just think it's junk mail, but it's really something good.
Yeah, it's possible, but
Do they still do like publisher clearinghouse awards where you win like millions?
no, I haven't seen that in a while. I
Me
don't
neither.
know. All I know is I get a lot of junk mail and none of them have a check.
That's sad.
They don't have a check.
I think Henry gets a lot of checks in the mail.
Yeah, well, we could We could talk about that, but it'd be pretty personal, so I won't talk about it.
So we won't talk about it.
But, yeah. You know, that little fellow works so hard.
He does. He works 2 jobs.
Yeah, and looking for another one, he always says.
Yeah.
I work 2 jobs and I'm looking for another one. Well, I work 1 job and I probably need another one, but I sure ain't looking. I'm not looking for one.
I think you could take on like your classifieds and maybe half of Hallettsville.
No, that's okay. As Jacek always tells me, I used to have to do a lot more. And it's time, you know, for the older ones to kind of fade into the sunset. No, I won't do like him and tell you what all he did or what all I did, but I did a whole lot.
That's why I'm thinking we should at least give you some back.
No,
You're very capable.
I got all I want, and I'm having a hard time doing that because, you know,
He does not have a hard time.
as you get older, your brain starts to kind of slow down.
No, you just sit there and talk to Henry, your best friend, too much. If you didn't whiz it
Believe
so much.
me, I don't have no choice, and usually it's not talking. It's more like nice cursing,
Nah.
if that's possible.
Alrighty then.
Okay, well, have you got anything else before we shut this
No,
down?
I'm tired. I've been tired all week.
It's probably all that barbecue you ate.
Yeah, it gives you like meat comas or something. It was rough. I drank some margaritas too. John was shooting them with this
Ooh.
lady who happened to be my 4th grade teacher, and she told everyone she was my 4th grade teacher. I have never told anyone that she was my 4th grade teacher till this weekend.
Well,
Imagine that.
at least they were having a good time,
They were.
socializing.
And one of those margaritas burned my esophagus.
Oh, no.
I know.
That's
That was
terrible.
rough.
All right, well, say your goodbyes. I'm ready to go.
What are you going to go do?
Edit this podcast.
Oh, my slamming on the desk?
And cut out all the slamming and,
I'm sorry, Marie. I just get so into it.
yeah.
All right. Well, I feel like it's time to put a question up, so I'm going to actually get on that this
You know,
weekend.
you said that last week
I
and the
know.
week before. Maybe we'll see one
Maybe.
soon.
I like to surprise you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look for our question. Enjoy your weekend, whatever you do. I'm hoping to get 1 nap in this weekend because last weekend did not happen for me. It was go, go, go. But whatever you do, stay safe. Also say a prayer for the families that are suffering loss, and also pray for, I know that there's not a whole lot of hope in finding survivors, but pray for the families that they find peace in their loved ones being recovered. And pray for those first responders who are having to actually go in there and find these bodies, because that is something I don't think you'll ever forget.
Well, I can't really expand on that because I was going to say about the same thing.
Oh,
We have Chief Michael Purr and the people from Lavaca County and Colorado County are up there working, and I don't know, it's a wonderful thing that we have people that will do that, because a lot of that work is volunteer. So, God bless them all. Say your prayers for them. And we'll be seeing you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
bye.